Tensions between the White House and congressional Democrats hit a new high yesterday after Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said the IRS would not turn over Donald Trump's tax returns to the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, who requested them last month. What's really going on here is simply that Trump doesn't want to let Congress get a look at his taxes. This isn't a one-off. Instead, it's part of a bigger pattern of Trump rejecting congressional oversight of all kinds. In just the past 2 weeks, the White House instructed former White House counsel Don McGahn to ignore a subpoena from the House Judiciary Committee related to the Mueller Report. Trump sued Deutsche Bank and Capital One to stop them from complying with congressional subpoenas of Trump's financial records. The Department of Justice said it would not comply with a congressional subpoena asking a DOJ official to testify about the addition of a citizenship question to the census. And Attorney General William Barr refused to testify to the House Judiciary Committee about the Mueller report because of a dispute over who would question him. Now there's Mnuchin's refusal. Democrats could respond by subpoenaing Trump's tax records, but the administration will likely just refuse to comply, which raises the question of the moment. What can Congress actually do when a president ignores its oversight power and its subpoenas? In theory, Congress isn't powerless. First, it can hold whoever's ignoring the subpoena in contempt of Congress. The House Judiciary Committee, for instance, is going to vote tomorrow on whether to hold Barr in contempt for ignoring a subpoena to turn over the full, unredacted Mueller report. Contempt can be a criminal charge punishable by up to a year in prison. But here's the catch. When Congress holds someone in contempt, they refer the charge to a U.S. attorney for prosecution. U.S. attorneys work for the Department of Justice, which is run by the Attorney General. So in order to enforce criminal contempt against someone ignoring a subpoena, Congress would have to get the Trump administration to agree to investigate and prosecute itself. So strike that off the list. Second, Congress could file a lawsuit to get a judge to order the person to obey the subpoena. But with appeals, that could take a long time, and the administration might also ignore the court's order. There is a direct solution Congress could pursue. It could order a sergeant-at-arms to track down and arrest recalcitrant Trump officials. They would then be tried by Congress and, if convicted, thrown in the congressional jail until they comply with subpoenas. In 1821, the Supreme Court held that Congress has the inherent authority to do this. And in 1927, it upheld Congress's arrest of someone connected to the Teapot Dome scandal. But Congress hasn't arrested anyone since 1935. The congressional jail doesn't actually exist. And if a sergeant-at-arms did try to drag Steve Mnuchin off to the hoosgow, it would provoke the kind of constitutional crisis that people in Washington generally want to avoid. What that means is that what we're likely to see is what we've been seeing. Congress trying to exercise oversight, the Trump administration dragging its feet in order to run out the clock on these investigations, and the courts periodically stepping in to try to break the impasse. It's an unsatisfying state of affairs, but it's what you get when the executive branch has most of the cards and isn't afraid to play them.